интересни гости за еден многу интересен повод. Со мене е Пјер Лави, режисер, автор, пишувач на поезија, фотографер и многу други работи кои што многу работи сака да ги спои во едно, а ни доаѓа од Ерусалим. First of all, welcome to Macedonia and welcome to Mega Televizija.
Thank you very much, Olivera.
In my announcing of you, I said that you are author of poems, that you are a photographer, that you make movies. Just to explain to our audience who is here with me in this studio today. First of all, I would say, what's the reason that you're here in Macedonia?
I came here to Macedonia for the first time with our ambassador, Dan Oyan. He introduced me Macedonia, and I fell in love in this country and with the people of Macedonia. So from that moment, 4 years ago, I have started to try to contribute my added value to the relations between Macedonia and Israel. So whenever I'm coming to Macedonia, I'm trying either to take some photos and to tell the others in Israel about Macedonia or to make some movies. Last time I was here with a group of people with special needs on last September, and I made a documentary film about that. And I also came here with an Israeli youngsters band group called Carmelin, and we went all over Macedonia. They have performed all over Macedonia with a wonderful show, and I hope that my next film will be also screened here in Macedonia as well.
We will talk about this documentary movie. During we were conversate about what we're gonna talk in this interview, you told me that this movie, Specials in Macedonia, is really special because the people who are in that documentary, they're with special needs and they came here in Macedonia to see other people like them.
Exactly.
But from your view as an ordinary man, you saw that those are just like us. They're not different and they should be treated like everybody else here in this country. I mean, all over the world, not just on Macedonia and Jerusalem. You should be a psychologist to see that. That's my view. And you make a connection between all those people during cooking. How did you manage that? Because I'm a cooker, I have a family and I cook every day for them. And they say that the soul
is in the plate.
Yes, is in the plate. Did you feel the same thing? And
Of
did
course.
you give them, do you have that affect?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't like psychologists,
Okay.
but I like to cook.
Okay.
The reason I'm saying it, because you're holding one of my books here, Street Poems. This is, for example, this is a wonderful example for how I merge between poetry, photos, and cooking. When I came with these people, I saw that, well, let me start from the beginning. People with special needs, we are the one who tag them as people with special needs. In reality, they are normal people, ordinary people, but God chose them to be like that. Sometimes they are the light that we should go and follow their light because they show us the right way, how to treat people. We don't have to be psychologists. All we have to be is human being.
Human being, but do you agree with me when I say that people who are with special needs, they have cleaner soul than ordinary people, because people with special needs don't achieve about money, about career, about the, I don't know, how can I say, to be the highest on the world, on the top of the world.
I agree. They are looking, I think, for my opinion, they are looking for one thing and one thing only, which is something that even us, the ordinary people, are looking, love. For example, take my brother. I have a brother, 48 years old. He has Down syndrome. My parents passed away. My father passed away 4 years ago and my mother 4 months ago. But until the last day of her life, my mother kept my brother in her house. He was actually the last one who held her hand before she passed away. So when I made this movie, I thought about him, and I also thought about my daughter Shira, who has wonderful connection with her uncle, my brother. She accepts him as an ordinary guy, even that he has these special needs. Now I know that there are a lot of people who don't understand about other people with special needs, sometimes scared, sometimes afraid of them, sometimes do not know how to accept them. But if we will treat them as ordinary people, maybe at the end, everybody can merge together. Today you can find people with special needs in Israel, for example, working in our parliament, working in our government offices, in the military, in the police, everywhere.
That's the intention here in Macedonia. Pјer, you were at Macedonia 4 years ago, but then you were showing one theater show, if I'm not lying, about Our Class. That was the name of the show.
Exactly.
And that's for the story of that show is about Holocaust young Jewish people. They have something in common by here in Macedonia. My Class, that's the name. But then you give a statement that that was your experience by your class.
Exactly. The play name was Our Class. I made the movie as My Class because I was trying to bring my dish to the audience from my perspective as a youngster in Jerusalem who was also trying to survive in other terms of life, not so ordinary like other people. And I try to bring something from the Holocaust to my time because I see a connection between us, the people who grew up after the Holocaust, and with the other Jews who unfortunately were killed during the Holocaust, were murdered by the Nazis.
You're here to make a connection between Jerusalem and Macedonia in some other way, but we are connected by the past. Looking through your work, you're here in present time, and maybe in the future your plans are to connect past and present time in some of your next movies. Tell me why did you choose present, not past? Because everybody who comes from Jerusalem all the time talk about the Jewish community here in Bitola. How did they live here? What were the connection with Macedonian people and Jewish people? And now we have plans from Jerusalem investment to come here in Macedonia. But you give some other magic during your movie to all these situations.
Thank you very much. First of all, you're flattering me, but
okay.
To be honest with you, I will give you a unique answer to this question. I will ask you a question. If I will tell you that you're going to be in a lonely island, what will you take with you? You can take only one thing, only one thing. What will you choose?
I don't know.
It's a hard question. I asked my son, for example, he said, Dad, I will take my football. Say, well, they cannot use football in the island, so I will take matches in order to put some fire. Say, no. The answer is, you will take your memories.
Yes.
You will take your good and bad memories, and then you will restart. So this is why I'm focusing on the present. I'm taking my memories, my people's memories, and I'm trying to concentrate in the present in order that our future will be better.
It was hard to make combine or connection between poetry, food, and photography?
Not at all.
Okay, now when we're at photography, we should explain the presence of your daughter here. She's the one who's helping you to capture most of the scenes on those documentary film. Tell me about that, or please ask her because she's not speaking English. What makes her to help in this or contribute in this project, I will say?
אוליברה שואלת, מה גורם לך לעזור לי ביצירה שלי? כשאני מצלם למשל, ומדוע גם את רוצה לצלם ולסייע בעדי? את יכולה לענות לי בעברית ואני אתרגם.
כי זה כיף, זה נעים לי לצלם, זה מרגיע אותי. זה גם כיף לעבור חוויית חדשה.
ואת רואה איזשהו סוג של שליחות בזה או משהו נוסף?
כן, זה כאילו נראה שמאמינים לי העבודה ותומכים לי.
Well, this is a typical, clean and a very authentic answer of a child. She said that first of all it's fun to do that, but it's also an opportunity to experience new experiences, and it shows that you trust me.
That's good. She's 10 years old, if I'm
She's almost 10 years old.
Okay. She this is her first interview in your work, or
Not so. This is her first interview with me, but we already published 2 children books that were translated onto English, but the illustrations were done by a Macedonian illustrator, Alexander Popovsky, who lives here in Bitula.
yeah, he's a professor in our gymnasium, so we're good friends with him.
The first one is Shira Wants a Rock from the Moon, and the other, Shira Wants to Win the Nobel Prize.
You also have a company to publishing.
I'm a publisher, yeah. I have a publishing house in Jerusalem.
Is it easy in your country to work with publishing work?
Today there is recession all over the world when it comes to books. It's very, very difficult to make money out of books. So this is why I'm trying to make a lot of joint ventures or to focus in many fields, like photography, for example.
I will ask you one question, maybe it's out of this conversation here, but I'm interested about that to see your view. Today, the TV station, a radio station, or other media, like for reading newspapers, they have a very bad time, black time, I will say, because
of the internet.
Yes. Do you think that making documentary movies or other kind of movies had a light moment in the future, or internet would be a problem for that also?
Well,
as a point of view to the future about what you're doing.
I think that we should not give up documentary. We should not give up on radio or TV stations, because I think that the internet has very good influence on us, but on the other hand has very, very bad sides. Even the applications, the new applications, not only in terms of media. For example, there is an application of navigation. Me, I don't use it at all. Whenever I travel, whenever I go from one point to another point, if I'm not familiar with the roads, you know what I'm doing? I'm just opening a window and then I'm asking a new person, and sometimes this is how I get to know another person and another person and another person. It's like a chain. I'm trying to remain a human being and not to become a robot, because if we won't think, if we just adopt these all automatic applications, at the end we will not have even this discussion.
That's for sure. Specials in Macedonia is a documentary movie that it's not bored. That were your words when you explained me about the movie. Why it's not bored documentary film? What's the new effect of this documentary movie?
Well, I tried to bring something more light. I didn't want to bring something complicated. I just took a moment in that trip of these 4 people with special needs, and I tried to show what they have done during the trip. It's like cooking, as I told you. I made my own dish, and now I'm giving it to the audience to taste it. There will be people who will say, well, we don't like it, or we don't like this food. There will be some people who will say, well, we already ate that. But obviously, there will be people who will say, wow, it is exciting film. Because most of the documentary are boring. So I was trying to merge between people and sightseeing, a bit of Macedonia, a bit of Israeli perspective, and I hope that I achieve good result.
What's the plans for you to the future? You're gonna capture another film here in Macedonia and maybe on some other part of this world?
Well, I wrote a novel called The Dream Rivers from Tehran. It is a wonderful, wonderful book, and I was intending to make it as a feature film. So I interested highly with a Macedonian partner, and then we can film the movie here in Macedonia instead filming it in Turkey or in other places, because it takes place in Iran. I'm looking for authentic villages or authentic bazaars or something like this. I also had a meeting today with the president of the Partisans Veterans in Bitula, and in order to make a movie about the veterans, the partisan veterans, Macedonians and the Jewish ones. So I hope and I guess that at the end we will collaborate in other movies.
Okay, could you please explain me the earring?
This is a wonderful story. Last night we were in Ohrid, and my daughter asked me to buy these special earrings. So she said, I would like, if I come to this interview in one condition, I would like to put this earring and to show that I also bought something from Macedonia.
Okay,
this
thank
is
you.
Macedonian earring,
Yes,
homemade.
Peacock. That's the feather of peacock.
Exactly.
It's very nice. She'll like it. I hope so.
Well, she has taste.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, Pjer, I would say thank you for this interview. I would wish you to succeed everything that you want, to achieve every step in your life that haven't been made. So I hope that I'm gonna have you another time here in this studio in Macedonia with presentation of your new movie.
And I hope that I will see you and your husband and your son in Jerusalem.
Okay.
And I hope to host you. Thank you very much for hosting me here.
Благодарам. Почитувани гледачи, тоа беше разговорот со Пјер Леви и презентацијата на неговиот филм Specials in Macedonia.